জিতিয়ে দিতে পারে ওই 700 কোটি টাকার গেমটা না হতো সবাই জিতে হিন্দুরা সব বিজেপি করেছে 38% ভোট করতে পেরেছে এমনি মুখের কথা দেখি শুধু জিতেছে মুসলিম ভোটে সব বিজেপি
Okay, so let's get started. So हमने start किया था सुदीप loops. Okay, loops is to repeat a set of instruction more than once. किसी भी चीज को repeat करना हो then we use loops. Okay, so for example how do we read a value? We read value using, let's say, value equal to input, enter the value, correct? Okay, so this is how we do, right? So okay, so let's say I want to read 10 values. Okay, so let's say I read here and I print. Okay, print val. Okay, so when I run it, it will ask me the value. Okay, so क्या हुआ? Program 1 still executing. First time थोड़ा slow होता है. Rajesh, you please mark present in the group. Okay, so enter a value. Let's say 1010. Okay, so print 10. Okay, so this is one statement. Let's say I want to read 10 values. So there are two types of loops, okay, and we did in last session, and you can see the video Sudeep later. So one is called for loop. Okay, for loop is used when you know how many times you need to, repeat. Okay, so I want to read 10 values, then you need to use for loop. Okay, then second one is while. Okay, loop I'll put in small letter because keyword is okay. So while, okay, now okay, so while is used, okay, to repeat, okay, till a condition is true or false. Till a condition is true, okay, that means when condition becomes false, it comes out of the loop. Okay, so jab tak condition is true, your loop will keep on running. Okay, and when condition becomes false, that's when it will stop. So today we'll focus on for. Okay, we'll try to do as many examples using for, and then tomorrow we'll look at while. Okay, okay, so I just said, right, if I have to read these values, what I'll do is I will put it like for I in range 10, right, and I'll say this, right? So since I want both these statements to be part of for loop, so I put them inside for loop. Okay, so for loop, if you see, it has multiple parts, okay, multiple components of for loop. One is the for keyword. For loop use kar rahe hain, so you have to use for keyword. Okay, then you have I is like a it increments the values. Okay, so so it will increment later, but say I is just a variable. Okay, so for, then we have I, which is just a variable. Okay, in is a operator, just like plus, minus, into, division, etc. that we did, and or all those things. In is an operator. So what does in do is, it takes the values from right hand side and puts it on the left. Okay, so whatever values you have on the right side, that will go to the variable on the left. The variable on the left is I. So I में values जाएगा. From where? From range 10. So yesterday we saw that range 10 means it will generate values from 0, okay, up to 10, not including 10. So it will generate values from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on up to 9, counting Okay, and pathing starts from 0. हमने पहले भी discuss किया है. So generate values from 0 to 10. Okay, not including 10. 0 to 0 up to 10. Right? So up to 10 was a 9. By default, increment is 1. So when I run this entire thing, enter the value, okay, will run 10 times. Okay. Sometimes, okay, you can give starting value as well, 5, 10. So when I did not give anything, when I passed only one value, it was 10. So 10 tak gaya. Second, okay, when I said 5, 10, that means I'm saying start from 5, go up to 10, not including 10. Okay, go up to 10. Okay, so what are the values that will be generated?
Sir, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yes. So including 5 up to 9. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, it will stop at 9. Okay. So ek to ye ho gaya. Then we also have what is called as increment. So 5, 10, 2. Okay. So 5, 10, 2. So abhi kya ho gaya? By default, increment was 1. Okay, 5, 6, 7, so on. Now when I say 2, 3 variable de raha hu range mein. Earlier only one variable means ending variable. When you're giving 2, it means starting and ending. When you're giving 3, it means starting, ending, and increment. So in this case, what are the values that will be generated by range?
5, 7, 9.
Correct. 5, 7, 9 values will be generated. Okay. And later, okay, when we do list, tuple, string, we'll see there are different ways of generating values. But for now, okay, let's let's learn one way of generating values. So I said range will generate value. In will take the value from right hand side. So right hand side the values are generating in this case 5, 7, 9. So range will take first 5, put it in I. Then it will take value from range, that is 7, and put it in I. Then 9 and put it in I. For loop will make sure कि एक iteration में एक ही value हो. So there are two statements, two lines of instruction. जैसे line number 3 and 4, I am putting inside for loop. Okay. अगर if I write something like this, okay, if I write something like this, print thank you. So the thank you here, this is outside loop. Okay, this is outside loop. इससे this will not be part of for loop. Okay, but जो हमने tab दिया है ये indentation, we already discussed about indentation. Okay, so indentation indicates that it is part of for loop. So for loop starts at line number 2, goes to 3 and 4, then again goes back to 2. 3 and 4, 2, 3 and 4, 2, 3 and 4, 2, until I does not get any new value. So पहले I 5 लेगा, it will execute 3 and 4. Then I will take 7, it will execute 3 and 4. Then I will take 9, it will execute 3 and 4. Now there is no more values for I to take. Then it stops. It will go to line number 5. Did you get it, guys?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So let's see an example here. Okay. So I'll say for I in range 5 देता हूँ. Smaller value it is easier. Okay. So I say print star and let's run it. Okay, so what I'll do here, okay, I'll make it 6. Okay, just to make sure that this doesn't execute. Okay, so bar I have to add value there, right? Okay, because first value I is 5, isn't it? So I is 5, so I have to enter value for I, and that's when it will break. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll give 15 here. When I give 15, now it will start with 15, and it will not execute, right? 15 is I mean is not less than 10, right? So this will become false. Okay, nothing will get here. Okay, so I have done this. I in range 5 print star. Okay, so I said 5 times print star. Did you get it? Is this okay?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Now you tell me, I want the stars to be printed in same line. See, it is printed in column, right? Sorry, it's printed in same column, correct? Now I want to print in same row.
Then we write end space after star.
और एक बार रिपीट कीजिए सर जी.
ओके, मुझे एक लाइन में प्रिंट करना है स्टार.
तो सर स्टार के बाद कॉमा देकर एंड लिखकर.
करेक्ट, दैट्स राइट. क्योंकि जब प्रिंट में बाय डिफॉल्ट लाइन न्यू लाइन आ जाता है, राइट? सो आई डोंट वांट न्यू लाइन. आई वांट इट टू बी printed in same line. Okay, so what I'll do, okay, I'll say comma and equal to, maybe I want to give a space, so I'll give a space. Okay, so let me do it in different line. We'll have both. ठीक है, ये हो गया एक vertical line में और ये हो गया horizontal line में. Okay, after we are done, let me print something. Okay, so let me take it end of this. Okay, okay. Now you tell me. Now I want square made up of star. So I want 5 stars, then 5, then 5, then 5, then 5, then 5.
I don't understand. Please एक बार लिख के बताइए कैसा.
ठीक है. So what I'll do, I'll copy this. Okay, and I want it to be ये multi-line comment होता है. Okay, triple quote if you give in different line becomes multi-line comment. Okay, I want this pattern to be printed.
तो सर दो फॉर लूप लेना पड़ेगा.
दो फॉर लूप लेना पड़ेगा. Yes. So see, ये लिया and हमने ये print किया. Okay, so when you print this, okay, ये क्या होगा, अपना ये एक लाइन में प्रिंट हो गया, करेक्ट? अच्छा, okay, ऐसे स्लैश एंड देने से न्यू लाइन आ जाता है. Okay. जब हमने ये लिखा था, it printed in this one, right? Now what we want is, we want this part to be repeated 5 times. देखो, ये करने से we are getting the star in one line. So we are done with one line. Now we want to repeat same thing 5 times. Repeat same thing 5 times. So I'll give a tab, okay, और यहाँ पे I'll give a for loop for j in range 5. So when you have two loops, what happens? पहले तो line number 21 will be called. After line number 21, it goes to line 22, right? Now 22 will go to 23, but 23 is making 23 repeat 5 times, isn't it? So this will be repeated 5 times, and then loop is done, it goes up. Now j becomes 1. पहले j 0 था, right? Then j becomes 1. Again it comes inside. This is repeated 5 times. So you समझ रहे हो ना? This is repeated 5 times. again goes up, range is 2, again comes in, and this is repeated 5 times.
समझ में आया सर जी
Right? So we are using
Yes.
loop inside loop. Okay, so first the inner loop will complete execution. Once inner loop completes the execution, then it goes to the outer loop. Outer loop will again execute the inner loop. Okay, then again it goes up. It executes inner loop, right? So effectively, inner loop jo hai na, it ran 5 into 5, 25 times. And you can see the result. Okay, 25 times. But before running the second time inner loop, we need new line, isn't it? Since we have given end, right? It is printing in one single line. So I want first row to be printed in one single line. Fine, wo to theek hai. But second line when we start, we want to print in a different line, isn't it? So outside inner loop, before second first loop is run second time, we will say print
/n.
Yeah, slash n or
है के
slash n. Right? See, you can this.
Okay, sir.
Right? Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, great. Now, okay. Now to modify this program. So I'm going to copy this again. ऊपर से copy करते हैं. Copy from here. Okay, so I go here. यहाँ पे तुम्हारा 1 है. Okay. I'll make this 2, 3, 4. Okay, I want a pattern like this. How will I do it?
सर इसके लिए भी 2 लूप ही चाहिए.
हाँ, so I have written the same previous program. इसमें change क्या है, ये बताओ.
और सर रेंज में वो इनर वाला रेंज में वो जे लिखना पड़ेगा.
Okay, so see this. Now, first of all, inner को change करना है, outer को change करना है. We have to change
इनर में चेंज करना होगा
inner में change
और
Okay.
रेंज में जे का वैल्यू बैठाना होगा.
Correct. Inner को change करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि the outer is printing 5 lines here. So here also we need 5 lines. Okay, so that's why outer को change नहीं करना है. We don't need to change outer. We need to change inner. Inner first एक ही line करेगा, then एक ही star करेगा, then second star, then third star, then fourth star, ऐसे inner जाएगा. Correct? Inner should go like that. Right? तो उसके लिए क्या करना है अपने को? Right? How do we make sure that inner loop is getting modified or getting impacted? Inner loop को modify करने के लिए, you're right, we need to change inner loop. लेकिन अब change कैसे करना है? So here, the first time when inner loop runs, it has to be 1. Second time it runs, it has to be 2. Third time it has to be 3, right? It dynamically changes the value. So can we do that? Is there a way to do that? Okay.
Yes, sir. We place J in here.
Correct. So what we can do is, let's say, for example, let me tell you a difficult way that will come to J. Let's say I create K equal to 1. यहाँ पे मैंने K डाल दिया. So first time K equal to 1 हो गया. Now second time K has to become 2, right? So loop के अंदर तो करूँगा नहीं. Loop के बाहर what I can do is I can say K plus equal to 1. तो क्या हो रहा है? K is first 1. Okay, so 0 and 1 will execute one time, then K becomes 2, then 3, so on, right? So you can run like this. Okay, so see, you got this, right? Ab dekho, J is also getting changed from 0 to 4. 0 will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, okay, we can avoid using third variable. You can use third variable, no, not a problem. But chunki J is also giving us doing same thing, because first iteration J will be 0, second iteration J will be 1, third iteration J will be 2, right? So instead of K, I can use J directly. And since J is changing from 0, okay, we can make J plus 1.
Plus 1.
Make J ko 1. And when you run it, you get same result. Okay.
Okay.
Assignment. Assignment alert. So I want it to be in reverse way. Okay, so पहले 5 फिर 4 फिर 2 फिर 1. This is your assignment. करोगे?
हाँ सर.
बिल्कुल. Okay, so this is your assignment. Do that. Okay. Now
Okay.
एक और चीज करते हैं. So I'll go here. Copy this. Now I want a equilateral triangle. Okay, so I'll say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, no, 2, 1, 2, 1. Equilateral triangle. पहले एक स्टार दो स्टार, but you also have spaces. Okay, space, then star, then space, then 2 stars, so on. So पहले right angle triangle था, अभी equilateral triangle करना है, or isosceles, whatever you call it, right? Isosceles, equilateral. Okay, see, here the difference is, okay, we need 2 stars for sure. One to print each line, other to print 5 lines, correct? So 5 lines यहाँ भी है, so we need 5 lines. So J will not have any change. This one will also not have any change. यहाँ पे 1 है, यहाँ पे 2 है, 3 है. So this is giving us 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this J inside I will also not, need any change. But there's one more thing. Before you print star, यार ये star print कर रहा है, line number ये for I print कर रहा है star, right? So before you print star, so before you write for I, you have to print spaces. Right? So we need to print spaces. So for, okay, let's say K in range, okay, let's say I don't give any range for now, we'll talk about it. So we need to do print. Print क्या करना है? Space, right? और space print करने के बाद, again, it has to be in same line, right? Space and
Yes.
star will be in the same line. So I'm going to say end equal to blank. Okay? Now, see, space जो है, पहले it is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Star is 1, 2, 3, 4. Space is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it should start with I value and come down to 1 or 0, right? So start
Yes.
with 5. So 5 डाल दिया मैंने. But next time it should become 4. कैसे? I have to do minus, isn't it? Minus j. Okay. So पहले क्या होगा? 5 minus 0, then 5 minus 1, then 5 minus 2. तो हो गया. Now let's run it. So see, you got it. So
Yes.
the purpose of doing this is to show you, okay, you have to think. Okay, पहले you have to solve it on paper. कि logically कैसे करोगे? Right? If you are giving step-by-step instruction to someone to perform something, how will you give that step-by-step instructions? Right? So जो एक बड़ा problem है, you have to break that bigger problem into smaller problem. ये triangle print करना है. Okay, I need one outer loop to repeat this 5 times. Fine. तो ये j आ गया 5 range के 5 में. Now I have to print these stars. Okay, but before printing stars, I have to print this blank spaces. So I need a loop which will print the blank spaces. Since loop and star is printed in same line, this for loop is in same level. ये दोनों इसके अंदर है, but this I is not inside K. K and I are in same level. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So ऐसे सोचोगे और you'll have to do it. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
Okay. So your assignment again. So I'm going to give you 3 assignments today. Please do that. Okay. To do assignment. Okay. Okay. This is your assignment.
Okay, sir.
So same triangle but inverted. पहले 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, one more assignment I want to give you. Okay, is read the marks of 5 students. Read the marks in 3 subjects for 5 students and print their average. Okay, and grade also, let's say, and the grade. So rule ये है, greater than 80 grade A greater than 60, grade B greater than 50, grade C, and less than 50, grade D. Okay, so key things here. Marks in 3 subjects for 5 students. So again, you have to use 2 loops. Outer loop to repeat entire thing. Entire thing kab karoge? You have to read the marks in 3 subjects. You have to perform sum, average, grade calculation, and the whole thing you have to repeat 5 times. So the outer loop hoga, that you have to do 5 times. Inner loop you have to do 3 times to read the marks. But jab tum marks read karoge, the first example that we did, every time the loop, value is getting read, okay, and the loop repeats, the value will be overwritten, right? So before value is overwritten, you have to save the value. So क्या करना पड़ेगा यहाँ पे, inner loop से पहले you have to say sum equal to 0, and then you have to say here sum plus equal to int of var. ऐसा कुछ करना होगा. So then you'll be able to get the sum. Then inside the, outside the second loop, inside the first loop, okay, you have to calculate the, sum. Sum is already calculated, average, grade, and print the grade. Again, now say enter the student marks for student 2. Okay, try.
Yes, sir.
Assignments for the next class. Third assignment. Okay, if you are not getting, see, my the approach is the assignments which I give, okay, I'm not going to solve it in the class unless you try it. So you tell me that I have done this much and I don't know how to do next line. Then only I will do it. Scratch se kar do, nahi karunga main. Okay, you need to show me that you have done this and you got stuck. Otherwise, if you need hint, I'll give you a hint, but I will not solve it from scratch. ठीक है?
Okay, sir.
Chalo, then we'll end it here for today. Okay, we'll see you on Friday. Please practice. Okay, and Sudeep, if any question, you ping me. Okay, I mean.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Rajesh, तुम भी ping कर सकते हो. But I'm saying Sudeep
Okay,
because.
sir. Okay.
Right? Yes. Shall we end it here for today?
Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you, sir.
Great then. Take care. Bye.